Good morning, class. It is Monday, March 16th at about 9:30 a.m. This is for History 267. I'm just recording this video to maintain some updates to tell you what you should be focusing on for today and then also what you should be preparing for Thursday. So I did this in my other class, my History 201 course. The reason I'm doing these videos is because we have to remember that this is not a online course. This is a seated course that we had to transition to online. So I want to maintain some visual aspects of what we would have if we were still meeting face to face. So I'll continue to record these videos so that you can see me, right? And that I want to be accessible to you because I understand that this transition can be stressful and hard. And again, I'm not positive that we will be meeting again ever, right? At least for this semester, when I say ever, in person, because I'm not sure if the mitigation efforts for the rest of the country are going as smoothly as they are in Ohio. I mentioned this last week, right? But then a bunch of articles came out. It was interesting to read about how Ohio is leading the way in this. Now other states are starting to do what Ohio is doing, but we should be thankful that our state is the best in terms of this response to the pandemic. So we'll see what happens, right? But in the event that we don't meet again in person, I'll continue to post these videos past the March 30th date of when we were supposed to resume. So these videos will help to maintain some connection between us. And I will always be available during my normal office hours. So text me or call me if you want, right? You have my phone number in the syllabus that's been there since the beginning of the semester. It's my Google text number. So just send me a text if you want to have a more kind of rapid engagement rather than the formality of email or something like that. Maybe the texting can in some ways imitate meeting in person for office hours, right? It's up to you. But, just keep in contact, keep up to date on your studies. Just because we're meeting online doesn't mean that now is the time to slack off. In fact, things are going to get intense, right, as we make this transition. So what we're doing for today is that we haven't had a chance in class to discuss at the dark end of the street. So as I mentioned in the announcement, is I am going to take 25 points from your 100-point attendance and participation grade, discussion grade, right, that is graded collectively at the end. I'm taking 25 points from that, and we're going to do an assignment on at the dark end of the street. So read through the prompt that is in this week's folder, right? Make sure you put in the effort in responding to this assignment. You don't want to lose the 25 points. And make sure you're citing specific evidence from the book. This is not an assignment that you will be able to complete without specific evidence from the book. So you all have read the book by now. I've given you numerous times to get caught up with that. So make sure specific evidence or the grade will not be maybe as high as you would want it. I don't want you to go through the motions and be vague here, right? I want you to engage with the prompt and provide, right, the evidence that you need to answer this question. So once you've completed that assignment, right, you download it, you open it up in Google Documents or Microsoft Word, then upload it into the Dropbox that I've created in this week's folder. After that, you should start reading an article that I posted about the Village People in 1970s homophobia. Right? If we think of the 1970s as this interesting time in LGBTQ history because we're past the Stonewall riots now, right? And there's this movement, right, for more exposure, for more acceptance, but there's still oppression and repression, right? The Village People, the band, right, interact with this kind of interesting mentality, or at least they have this interesting mentality in how they will navigate, right, some of the homophobic tendencies of the dominant culture. So read that article. That's what your second article response will be. That will now be due Thursday, as I mentioned in the announcement. And you will be posting that article response into an open forum that will appear Thursday morning, and I'll send out a reminder about this. No more than 2 pages for your article summary, but then after you post it to the forum, because you're going to post the document there, then you'll have to read 2 classmates and respond to them, respond to their article responses, things like that, right, to keep some engagement with you all so that you can interact with each other. Because usually on Thursdays in our seated course, right, we have these discussions. And so this will be an opportunity for us to maintain some of that. Starting next week, right, we'll get into the 1980s. I'll be doing a lecture on that. I don't need captioning for this class like I do for another class, so I may just go live with Google Hangouts, and then you can all tune in and listen to the lecture that way. Or I'll do these YouTube videos. Give me some feedback, right, on what you would prefer as well. So just for today, right, do the Dark End of the Street assignment, upload it by the end of class time. I'll keep the Dropbox open until this evening, 7 p.m., let's say, but maintain some normalcy in your schedule, right? I understand that it may be tempting to not do that. I was thinking, actually, trying to put myself in your shoes, right? And if I was in college and everything went to online, I may not have, I don't know, but I'm thinking back to myself, is I may say, okay, well, now that it's online, I don't need to do assignments, right then. I'll get to it in the afternoon because maybe I'll pick up some more hours at work or something, right? Don't do that. Maintain a normal schedule because this is an atypical time. It's very surreal, very interesting, very historic, right? This is a very historic moment in our nation's history, in world history, right? There's going to be a time before coronavirus and a time after coronavirus in terms of chronology and how we think about history, because there will be unintended consequences from this, right? So it'll be interesting to see what those are. As a historian, I'm interested in it. I've been following it closely, so it'll be fascinating to see. But, just keep this normal schedule, keep up with the things that you need to keep up with. If you're not being active in the class, right, I'll reach out to you. But then if you still kind of, aren't doing anything, then I have to file an academic report, right? Because for our standards here at the university, but then for the state of Ohio, this is a seated course that transitioned online. This is not an online course. So we need to kind of maintain these things, right, that I mentioned. So get the Dark End of the Street assignment done, upload it today. Start reading the article on macho men and the village people and presentation of masculinity and its reaction to homosexuality and then also homophobia in American society, how the village people navigated all of that. It's a fascinating article. And then Thursday, there will be an open forum for you to upload your article response and then respond to your classmates. And I'll continue to give you announcements, right, so that you don't forget, and that if you have any questions, feel free to email me, text me, or call me. I'll be in a meeting at 10:30 with someone else virtually, so if you try to call me then, I may not answer. But if you want to talk over the phone during my normal office hours, so on Monday, they're from 9:30 right now until 10:30ish. I'm usually in my office until about 10:45 when I leave for my 11 o'clock, but the firm deadline is 10:30, and then from 3:15 to 4, right? So I'll be available, and then beyond that, I'm home. I'm not planning on leaving my house too much unless it's to get food or other kinds of items like that. So I'll be available, all day. Now don't call me at midnight because I won't answer. I'll actually have my phone on silent, but you get the picture, is that I'll be available if you need to reach me. So just get the assignments done, and I'll continue to, keep in communication with you. And then also I responded to all of your discussion posts. I sent you all an email, so read through that if there's any concerns. If you got a list of things you need to be looking for, make sure you think about those, and then those grades will be uploaded today. And then we'll just keep moving through this. So thank you for your patience, and have a good week. right? Take care.